Your Honda's dipstick is reading above full. That's not extra oil. That's gasoline. It's called oil dilution, and it's been quietly wrecking 1.5-liter turbo engines for a decade. Not sludge. Not a bad batch of oil. A design decision colliding with basic thermodynamics. Here's the physics Honda didn't put in the owner's manual. You'd assume more fuel pressure means better combustion. Direct injection actually makes the cold start problem worse. In port injection, fuel meets warm intake air before the chamber. In direct injection, it hits a cold metal wall first. That wall wetting effect isn't a defect. It's unavoidable geometry. Now add piston rings that haven't reached sealing temperature yet. Cold rings don't expand fully. That gap becomes a highway straight to your crankcase. This is blow-by. Except instead of blowing gas up into the intake, it's flowing liquid fuel down into the oil. Every cold start repeats this cycle. Every short trip repeats it again before the engine ever fully recovers. So how much fuel are we actually talking about? A 1.5-liter Turbo 4 has far less thermal mass than the V6 it replaced. Less metal means it heats up faster on paper, but the ECU deliberately delays full warm-up to hit emissions targets. That's the part most explanations skip. Cold start emission strategy is working against oil temperature, not with it. Catalytic converter light-off needs heat fast, so the ECU runs a richer mixture and retards timing right after startup. A richer mixture means more raw fuel in the chamber than combustion needs. Excess fuel that doesn't burn has only one place left to go, past the rings. This is the core mechanism. Emission strategy plus small thermal mass plus direct injection geometry. 3 variables, 1 outcome. Here's the part that should actually worry you. This isn't just an oil problem. It's a turbo problem. A turbo shaft can spin past 150,000 revolutions per minute. It has zero tolerance for marginal lubrication. Diluted oil reaching that journal is a wear rate multiplier, not a minor inconvenience. That's the bearing surfaces, the cam lobes, and the turbo journal, the same lubrication failure hitting every rotating part at once. Now here's the number behind it. Honda's own service data showed dilution reaching double digits by percentage of oil volume in worst-case short-trip conditions. At that concentration, viscosity doesn't degrade gradually. It drops off a cliff. And thin oil can't maintain the hydrodynamic film that's the only thing keeping those metal surfaces from touching under load. That's the actual failure chain, not a maybe. Every variable in this problem gets worse as ambient temperature drops. Colder intake air means a richer mixture is commanded for longer. Colder cylinder walls mean fuel evaporates slower. And a 5-minute drive to the grocery store almost never gets the oil above the temperature fuel needs to boil back off. So the fuel just sits there, diluting the oil further with every single short trip. This is precisely why the complaint pattern maps to Minnesota and Manitoba far more than Arizona or Texas. It's not a bad batch of engines. It's a controlled variable finally being pushed past its threshold. Thin oil doesn't just wear bearings faster. It changes how the whole engine behaves. Fuel-diluted oil also carries a lower flash point, and raw gasoline vapor migrating through the PCV system can unbalance the air-fuel ratio. That's part of why owners report rough idle and intermittent misfires that don't show up on a basic diagnostic scan. Long-term, sustained wear on rod and main bearings shows up as increased crankcase noise under load. And a turbo running on marginal oil film for years is a leading cause of the shaft play and oil seal failures Honda techs see on high-mileage 1.5T units. None of this is mysterious. It's a predictable chain, once you see the first link. Here's what should worry you more than the dilution itself. Most owners never smell the fuel and never check the dipstick between changes. The engine hides this problem by design. By the time a warning light appears, the wear has usually already happened. So the real question isn't whether your engine dilutes oil. It's whether you're managing it or ignoring it. Honda's engineers didn't ignore this. They issued ECU recalibrations across multiple model years. The update adjusts injection timing and shortens the enrichment window after cold start. It also raises idle RPM slightly during warm-up, which pushes coolant and oil temperature up faster. None of this eliminates the physics. It narrows the window where dilution accumulates unchecked, which is exactly why this is a mitigation, not a cure. The direct injection geometry hasn't changed. So what can an owner actually control? First, combine short trips. A 10-minute drive lets the oil reach a temperature a 5-minute drive never does. Second, after a cold start, a few minutes of highway speed driving does more to boil off trapped fuel than idling ever will. Third, shorten your oil change interval if most of your driving is short and cold. This is the single highest leverage fix. Diluted oil that gets replaced before contamination compounds simply never reaches the failure threshold. Fourth, confirm your ECU software update was actually applied. Many owners never got the dealer recall done. None of these are exotic fixes. They're just physics-aligned habits instead of physics-ignorant ones. This isn't a reason to avoid the 1.5T. It's a reason to understand what it actually needs from you. Every downsized turbo engine on the market today makes this same trade-off, to some degree, for emissions compliance. The engines that survive it aren't the lucky ones. They're the ones whose owners understood the physics. If you drive a 1.5T, check 2 things this week: your dipstick level and whether your dealer applied the ECU update. Drop your mileage and climate in the comments. I want to see how closely the pattern tracks with what we just walked through. Next episode, we're doing the same physics-first breakdown on Toyota's IFS geometry. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Understand the physics. Trust the engine less. Trust the maintenance schedule more.